At a breakfast meeting with reporters on Capitol Hill this week, House Minority Leader John Boehner offered a description of the people who he has met firsthand showing up at Tea Party rallies. Boehner said some are disaffected Republicans, some Democrats, and there are, quote, always a couple of anarchists who want to kill all of us in public office. In our number one story, Boehner's remarks about the homicidal maniacs he's met in the Tea Party go a little further than the NAACP call for the Tea Party to repudiate any racists in their midst. Meanwhile, Tea Party caucus leader Michelle Bachmann tipped her hand on the 2011 Republican legislative agenda if they take control of the House. And Mr. T, Glenn Beck, says, doesn't matter anyway, because the American Republic died this week. Wednesday, at a media breakfast held by the Christian Science Monitor, John Boehner was asked why he didn't join Michelle Bachmann's Tea Party caucus in the House of Representatives. He explained he doesn't join any caucuses, but offered praise for the Tea Party movement and gave this characterization of what he has witnessed at Tea Party rallies.
Let me tell you about these events. Yeah, there's some disaffected Republicans there. There are always some Democrats there. Always a couple of anarchists who want to kill all of us in public office. But I'll tell you this, 75% of these people who show up at these events are the most average, everyday Americans you've ever met.
Sounds like a description of the crowd along the presidential motorcade route in Dallas on November 22nd, 1963. And yesterday at the GOP Youth Convention, Michelle Bachmann revealed what she thinks House Republicans should do if they gain 39 seats in November. Subpoena, baby, subpoena. From the website threefingersofpolitics.com.
Assuming the Republicans win the House back this next cycle, how do you feel about the chances for like a little oversight, a little accountability with now that the Republicans would have the subpoena power? How aggressive do you think?
Oh, I think that's all we should do. I think all we should do is issue subpoenas and have one hearing after another and expose all the nonsense that has gone on.
Needless to say, Bachmann didn't refer to any specific nonsense she hopes to expose. And after years of predicting the end of the Republic is near, yesterday, Glenn Beck finally declared this grand American experiment dead because of, that's right, the new financial regulations law.
It takes 2,300 pages just to outline the different groups of people who can later come and figure this out. What is wrong with us, America? Why are people not in the streets? Your republic is over.
Joining me now is MSNBC contributor Dave Weigel. Dave, to John Boehner's point about there being always a couple of homicidal maniacs in the Tea Party assembly, doesn't he understand that historically that's all it's taken, and even less, just one, for assassinations of our presidents and for taking shots at Ronald Reagan? Does he think this is a small thing to admit?
Well, I'm not used to hearing Ohio Republican politicians talk so blithely about anarchists. Maybe 109 years is enough time to get over it, but that was a striking comment. I think what he was trying to do was kind of divert the discussion from how the Tea Party movement has basically been successfully integrated into the Republican electorate and point to the more wild elements that the media likes to pay attention to. He was doing that just to keep this discussion, which is good for Republicans, about how diverse the Tea Party is and how it's not really an arm of the Republican Party. Again, it's just weird to hear a man from McKinley's state make that comment. Now, you've been around Tea Party people. Do you have any quibbles?
Yeah. Do you want to adjust his description of the crowd in any way?
I don't think he was wrong. I mean, this is something that's been in the movement since the beginning, and there really are. I don't think I don't think you need to disagree with him. There are elements of these Tea Parties, our cameras manage to find them pretty easily, that make Republicans look bad. Republicans at this point are confident that no one, the electorate maybe, doesn't care. Now, I don't know if they're overly confident. I mean, Sharon Angle, when she says something that's more anarchist than popular, gets in trouble and sees her poll numbers go down. Same thing for Rand Paul. I think they might be whistling past a graveyard here, but no, this is true. The Tea Party movement has brought in to the Republican fold the kind of activists and the kind of thinkers that weren't really comfortable in that movement or comfortable brushing elbows with the Republican leadership for the last decades.
Now, has Michelle Bachmann done her Republican colleagues a favor or created a problem by creating this Tea Party caucus in the House? I mean, I can see where creating the caucus says to the Tea Party, we care about you in the House of Representatives, you know, make the House Republican. I can also see where it creates a problem for Republicans in the House who aren't joining it and feel under some pressure to do so.
Well, and it irritates some Tea Partiers because they really don't like Republicans adopting them this way. They're going to vote for Republicans more or less when they go in November. They're working for them right now. But season them this way, I mean, I'm sure some Tea Party activists talk to Michelle Bachmann all the time. If she's swarmed when she speaks at one of these rallies, I'm sure many are comfortable with the idea. A lot are uncomfortable. As far as Republicans, the rest of Republicans go, it's just superfluous. I mean, they really don't. This doesn't really mean anything. It's just another way for reporters to try and nail them on questions about if they support this one Tea Party activist in this one state who said something. So I think it is a case of her maybe taking an idea that the Tea Party doesn't even agree with to make the Tea Party more politically controversial. It's confusing. I can see why Republicans don't like it.
And to Glenn Beck, do you have any information on where he is moving his family this weekend? To what country now that the American Republic is over?
Well, I just read this actually as a promo for his upcoming August rally in Washington and then his September 11th rally in Alaska, and I've accidentally just promoted both of them by talking about them. I mean, look, in order to get people to show up to his events and buy his books, he needs to convince people that it might already be too late. Maybe if you rush to Walmart fast enough and get a copy of his novel, maybe we can turn this clock back. But yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure that this is the first time he's predicted the death of the Republic. Maybe someone with more patience than I can come through the transcripts. But look, this is the kind of thing he does that I think kind of fuels what Tea Partiers are saying, and then creates a problem down the line for Republicans when they're asked, okay, you've got a lot of people out there saying it's the end of America. Do you agree with this?
MSNBC contributor Dave Weigel, thanks for your time tonight, Dave.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this Friday edition of Countdown Las Vegas. I'm Lawrence O'Donnell, in for Keith Olbermann.